I shared an idea with a certain artist, and the artist went ahead and put out an album with my idea, and I had to go back and record my album.
All the arrows based on how all the information that we've gotten right now points to Rema, in my honest opinion.
Let me say so. Can I say something, please?
Yeah, sure. BSH.
Yeah, honestly, I'm wild how you guys are feeding to Omah Lay. Omah Lay is smart for doing this because he's successfully tricking everybody here. Because I don't understand how you guys are believing or even trying to debate this, bro. The boy is obviously lying. He understands this is PRO 101.
This is not PR.
Plagiarism conversation in music is very dicey because there's only so much you can do with 12 notes and with very similar chords that you've heard throughout music history. So there are bound to be overlaps, there are bound to be crossovers, and in many instances they are coincidences, like just valid coincidences, and people just run into the conclusion that this person has to be jacking my thing to.
But he's saying that he literally played the person the records.
And I think it's funny in this case. It's very funny in this case because all the arrows based on how all the information that we've gotten right now points to Rema, in my honest opinion, based on how everything has been laid out. I don't think there's anyone else that comes to mind when it comes to an album having a sonic identity, because that's exactly what he's tying this claim or this plagiarism to, is that this album that you guys got has a sonic identity. And if you look at the bulk of albums that we've gotten from late last year, because it said it was post Holy Ghost, and Holy Ghost dropped November, from late last year into this year, not a lot of albums have had a strong definitive sonic identity. I mean, the ones that you can easily write off, like Ashake, for instance. Like you can't even see the word where Omah Lay is claiming Ashake is jacking something from him. So Ashake gets taken off immediately. Okay. Another album.
So are you saying Omah Lay is making, there's a word Omah Lay is making an Ozeba track?
Yeah. So that's the funny point. That's the funny point.
I don't think it is an Ozeba track.
Yeah.
I think it's either the drum patterns or the use of a particular type of sound. But that one is production. That's peak crime now.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I think it is the production. It's not that. It's in the production.
Exactly why it's even further crazy. Like the situation is a lot more, because I don't know which album can we point to.
Because I don't think that he makes. Yeah, but I don't think that he makes that kind of chaotic drum everything type sound.
Exactly why, bro, we're saying the same thing. Exactly why the whole thing seems odd about the claim, right? The claim is very, very odd in a lot of ways. That's why if you actually try to look, if you really want to be investigative and really want to make out who he is talking about, all the suspects, quote unquote, they look wild. Everything looks crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything looks crazy.
But if you go back track for track,
I guess on some level though, if he's saying it as I played this thing for this person and they snagged my idea, the entire point of it would be that he's probably trying something new. He's not doing what he would typically do. Yeah. So that's the reason why it seems like such a...
Yes. But he has even referenced Holy Ghost as a point
reference track.
And I'm even more confusing information now. You know what I mean?
Holy Ghost as a reference.
Yeah, it's so confusing. It's so confusing because you can obviously see Holy Ghost and this recent drop moving. Even as far back as I understand, I can see a lot of all of those parallels within many of the songs. But it doesn't really strike me as a new quote unquote countercultural, reinventing the wheel type of sonic
anything separate from what he would typically do.
And Ima, if you even want to go as far back as Rema's debut, you would not still find an Omah Lay making an Addicted type of track.
Yeah, man.
It's not possible. I'm not seeing that.
Whoever it is,
I don't think this claim is based on their release catalog. Yeah, though.
I think the point is
it's not based on
every suspect looks wild to me. You can never be Victoni because Victoni has always sounded like Victoni on prior to
I
this
think the Rema
stubborn-
one that you cited because of the Nigerian sound influence is fair. Because I think Omar in a couple of interviews was always, time back, I want to bring Afrobeats home. I want to do something for the people.
Yeah.
And if he had a concept album like that in some sense, and Rema heard that, and I'm not saying it is, but just based off like the parallels you've drawn, I can definitely see that.
Yeah,
So,
and thank you. And even supporting that is the narrative or the rhetoric that Omah Lay is actually echoing from Rema's narrative as well.
But it's not like he already had a project made and he played the entire project for him.
But I'm just saying all the details points to Rema, but I'm still on the stance.
Gingerbread. I'm thinking, who are we not looking at?
Gingerbread said first to drop.
Let me see.
Claim
even more specifically, everything might point to Rema, but like he said, if your depiction of what that new sound was supposed to look like was
wild.
Holy Ghost, let's be so for real now.
But Holy Ghost is a very Nigerian leading song. I mean, even though it's not essentially
let's be on.
But it's nothing like. But Chibi, Holy Ghost is nothing like anything.
No, but it's a heavy Nigerian leaning record. It's nothing to appeal to the American or anything. It's a vision. That's what I'm saying. If it's more of a concept, that's why like you were telling someone that I'm thinking of fuck all this like US to the Afrobeats, fuck the UK. I'm trying to make like proper Afrobeats records, and like you went ahead and you were showing him. I mean, I'm not saying it's Rema again. I'm just saying that for example, if that was the idea, I can see that.
But that's what I'm saying. That by that metric though, there will be a lot of people that you would now have to be looking at. Like this whole idea of like going back to go and tap into like the older stuff. I kind of see like we've kind of been seeing that bubble a little bit.
Where?
No. It has.
Who's been going back to the roots apart from like the ODs and the Shallys and those guys?
Yeah, like when it comes to sampling, at least for the bulk of this year, at least we've seen a lot of that like happening. But regardless, I think to the point of the concept, because Chibi, you're on that point too.
But he said the person had dropped the album 5 months ago.
He said the person,
is not 5 months.
No. He didn't say 5 months ago. He said 5 months after the interaction.
Okay, 5 months after. Okay.
Yeah, he said 5 months after the interaction. And
I just don't like half gist, man. If I go to tell us,
if he's going to come out, he should come out his balls and say it.
But they never come out.
Listen.
Elfsted is going to submit something.
Shall blow your mind.
Can I say something?
Shall blow your mind on why even it's pointing to Rema more right now. I was listening on a London interview on Twitter Space, and he was talking about the timeline of Ozeba. Ozeba was picked up in March this year. That's when the song was completed in March. So the fact that Ozeba is very close to the release now makes it feel a lot more like it's trying to make it out to be Rema. Like it literally feels like
that's exactly what he's trying to do. That's exactly what Omah Lay is doing.
If anyone's bringing all if anyone's bringing all the again, we've talked about so many of the points that really point, so many of the factors that point to Rema. If it feels like that's the culprit, quote unquote, like the suspect is Rema and is concluded as Rema, it's still wild of a thing to say that someone is stealing. You can say you can steal an idea, but to steal the entire sonic direction, I don't buy it.
I think in the space that we operate, right, especially like the big guys, when you do have a concept album, right, you said that you're trying to attack the music from this space because essentially they don't make that much different music, right? And the albums that stick are the concept albums. Right. If you already had an idea of how you plan to execute or a unique space that nobody was really taking up, like Rema's album, when we came, it was a breath of fresh air. Nobody has dropped music like that this year, at least from the big pop guys. Yeah. I can understand if that was what he was looking at. I can see how you don't want to do the same thing because when you do drop, everybody's going to be like, bro, we literally heard something like this on Ozeba. We literally heard something like this on Egungun or whatever. And I can't say, I did not even draw these comparisons before you brought it up here. So now that I'm seeing it, I can see where the lines could be coming from.
Where Omah Lay could be feeling from his perspective, it's a stolen idea. For me, I believe a lot of the material, even to the point of Ozeba being created in March, London had that beat for a year prior. And Rema had that beat for a while. He just picked up the conversation for it in March for them to actually record and get the song done. So like at the end of the day, pretty much like ideas might be floating, and I don't think any idea of an album like Haze was entirely rushed, because we already saw what Ravage felt like. I felt like there was a perfect like line from Ravage into Haze, and it made sense from not just the sonic end but also the visuals that came with it. It all seemed too put together and too calculated for it to feel like a rushed
What
attempt.
if Ravage is the project?
What is Ravage is Ravage is not as like, if the concept is going back to Rudimentary or taking a lot more Rudimentary Nigerian sounds, Ravage is not even the point that you, even though yes it does have those influences, it's not as pronounced as it is on Haze.
Ravage even has more like pop synths and EDM sounds and stuff in itself than anything else.
Yeah.
Like you can see Ravage appealing to the US or the UK crowd easily. Like some records on there, like Push On, Red Push On, which other one on there? Maybe Smooth Criminal. There's some stuff.
It's not as Nigerian as Haze is, essentially. Like Ravage is still.
And besides Rema and Omah Lay, has anybody been big on that, keeping that Afrobeat identity strong? I mean, like, because we're in the time of everybody trying to, shy away on the Afrofusion conversation and making Afro world, Afro wave. These guys have both of them at least more recently have been like, guys, I want to go home. I want to make music for the guys back home to dance. And
just a final point, just to add to this Rema and Omah Lay thing. I think even knowing Rema's ideology, because there've been many instances that he has given where his ideology is. He's been very nationalist. He's been very like gatekeeper-ish. It's been very like pro Nigerian institutions when it comes to music. So a lot of that felt very on brand, very natural for him to kind of stumble on and hate. I'm just saying it further to feel like this is much more of a wild claim to.
And Rema has been vocal about it way before even Omah Lay started his idea.
About this,
let me
rhetoric too.
Let me say so. Can I say something, please?
Yeah, sure. BSH.
Yeah, honestly, I'm wild how you guys are fitting to Omah Lay. Omah Lay is smart for doing this because he's successfully tricking everybody. Yeah, because I don't understand how you guys are believing or even trying to debate this, bro. The boy is obviously lying. He understands this is PRO 101.
This is not PR.
No, I think he actually does believe what he's saying. I think he does as well too. Believe what he's saying. It's not like he's making it out of nothing. I just think his conclusion is it's very misguided and blindsided. Like it's all full of himself. Okay, that means it's too much.
I mean, yes, exactly. Maybe he's just so full of himself in his head. He's thinking, I'm this amazing concept artist. It happens. And that's natural.
Bro, I've been seeing some things too that I would do like creatively as a content creator and see somebody else kind of have some kind of overlap with what I've done, and I'll be like, oh.
But Iman, sometimes it's easy to tell when the influence is there.
Listen, I catch myself like, Iman, shut up. It doesn't have to be like, not the world revolves around you. There's a very strong case that you can make for this person coming up.
You see, Iman,
it's natural. You say, it's very natural.
Yeah, it's natural, but you catch yourself, right?
Yeah,
but
I'm sure I try to catch myself.
I'm sure he caught himself, but the team and the management say, okay, this will make for a good marketing because I don't see how his will look like what Omah Lay will make, bro.
Yeah.
And the reference track he referenced Holy Ghost. Mm-hmm. There's nothing like that in this new project. There's nobody that's made any record like that in the whole industry. This is not aside Rema. There's nobody that's made anything that Omah Lay is just lying.